Welcome! This presentation demonstrates the correct method of performing an active cassette safe change on the Ezi Flow CSV high containment transfer system. The Ezi Flow CSV comprises of two main parts: the active cassette and the active spigot. The active cassette is a semi-disposable item which is usually dedicated to a production batch or manufacturing campaign. Changing the active cassette at the end of a campaign is extremely simple and quick. But because of the nature of the products handled, the internal surfaces of the system must be damped down or wetted to reduce any airborne particulate prior to removal of the active cassette. During the safe change operation, you will need an Ezi Flow CSV damp down system with a pre-fitted passive, a replacement EPDM gasket ring seal, a new active cassette, and a waste bag for disposal of the used active cassette and gasket. First, ensure that the spray dispenser bottle on the CSV damp down system has sufficient liquid to complete the safe change operation. Pump the handle on top of the bottle to increase the pressure within the spray dispenser. Next, place the CSV passive into the active. Following the same method you would use to discharge a charge bag. Insert the front of the passive under the lip of the active like this, and push down flat at the rear. Now you can fully turn the rear toggle marked number 1 to release the interlocks. Next, pull out the front red handle marked number 2. This removes the active and passive sliders. Finally, fully raise the two side toggles marked number 3. The active can now be fully wetted by pressing the trigger on the spray dispenser bottle for 5 to 10 seconds. The damp down system passive can then be removed by reversing the docking procedure. Lower the red side toggles marked number 3. Push back the front red handle marked number 2. Fully turn the rear red toggle marked number 1. The passive can then be lifted clear. Now that the active cassette and spigot are fully damped down, you can remove the cassette as follows. First, loosen the black wing nuts, which are located under the red number 3 side toggles. Approximately 4 full turns will loosen the connection, then raise the toggle assembly sideways. Repeat this on both sides of the active cassette. The active cassette can now be lifted off the 4 spigot guide pins and safely disposed of. The 6-inch Ezi Flow CSV has a slightly different method of releasing the cassette. Instead of the wing nuts, 2 simple locking levers are raised which rotate a cam and release the cassette. Lift the active cassette off the spigot and dispose of it safely. The gasket ring seal may need replacing from time to time, and if required, now is the time to do this. The gasket ring seal is located on the top edge of the stainless steel spigot. It is a tight interference fit, but can be easily removed by gently prising the gasket upwards. Do not use tools such as pliers to remove the gasket ring seal, as this could damage the stainless steel spigot. The used gasket can now be disposed of. You can then wipe the area clean and insert a new gasket ring seal. Press the new gasket seal into the spigot groove, starting at the rear. Work the gasket fully into the spigot groove and slightly stretch towards you to complete the operation. Ensure that the gasket ring seal is fully and evenly pressed into the spigot groove. A damaged or incorrectly fitted gasket ring seal will affect the product performance. The new replacement active cassette can now be attached. Remove the cassette from the sealed PE pouch. The cassette is designed so that it can only be loaded in one way. Ensure that the interlock pin is at the rear. Fully press down the cassette onto the guide pins. You will feel the bottom of the cassette connect with the gasket ring seal on top of the spigot. Next, the cassette needs to be reattached to the spigot. For the 4-inch cassette, slide the black wing nuts on the side toggle arms back to their original position on the spigot plate. Then fully turn the wing nuts on both sides of the cassette until they are tight. To reattach the 6-inch cassette, place both side toggle arms into the cams, then press the side levers downwards to rotate and lock in place. The safe change procedure is now complete, and the Ezi Flow Active is ready for the next campaign.